I'd like to call to order a regular meeting for May 20th, 2019. Notice requirements provided in the Open Publics Meeting Act have been satisfied. Notice of this meeting was properly given in the new schedule of meetings of the Spotswood Borough Council on December 20th, 2018. The new schedule was transmitted to the Home News Tribune and Sentinel. It was filed with the clerk of the Borough of Spotswood and posted in the municipal building located at 77 Summerhill Road, Spotswood, New Jersey. Just salute the flag, and we're going to have a moment of silence for Dorothy Depew, who was a longtime resident of Spotswood who worked at ShopRite, and Joseph Ico, who was a crossing guard in town for many years. Pledge allegiance
To the flag, of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Councilman Ritchie.
Here.
Councilman Rivera.
Here.
Councilman Willillo.
Here.
Councilman Kramer.
Here.
Council President Sfacuzzo.
Here?
Mayor Sealy.
Here.
We have minutes on this meeting, the minutes for the caucus meeting of May 6, 2019.
Make a motion to accept the minutes for caucus
Second.
meeting?
Councilman Ritchie.
Yes.
Councilman Rivera.
Yes.
Councilman Willillo.
Yes.
Councilman Kramer.
Yes.
Council President Sfacuzzo.
Yes?
We have a set of minutes for May 6, 2019, the regular meeting.
Make a motion to pass the minutes, 5/6/19.
Second?
Councilman Ritchie.
Yes.
Councilman Rivera.
Yes.
Councilman Willillo.
Yes.
Councilman Kramer.
Yes.
Council President Sfacuzzo.
Yes.
We have ordinance on second reading. This is the public hearing. The ordinance 2019-5 was posted in the municipal building on May 7, 2019, and advertised in full in the Home News Tribune on May 10, 2019. The public hearing was set for May 20th, 2019. Bond ordinance providing for various water sewer utility improvements and the acquisition of various water sewer utility equipment, appropriating $190,000 thereof and authorizing the issuance of $180,000 bonds and notes to finance a portion of the costs thereof, authorized in and by the Borough of Spotswood in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey. We need to open it to the public.
Make a motion open to the public?
Second.
Councilman Ritchie.
Yes.
Councilman Rivera.
Yes.
Councilman Willillo.
Yes.
Councilman Kramer.
Yes.
Council President Sfacuzzo.
Yes?
Anyone have any questions on ordinance 2019-5? Okay, we can close.
Okay. Make a motion to close the public portion?
Second. Second.
Councilman Ritchie.
Yes.
Councilman Rivera.
Yes.
Councilman Willillo.
Yes.
Councilman Kramer.
Yes.
Council President Sfacuzzo.
Yes.
We need to adopt.
Yep. Make a motion to adopt this ordinance on second and final reading and publish according to law?
Second.
Okay. Councilman Ritchie.
Yes.
Councilman Rivera.
Yes.
Councilman Willillo.
Yes.
Councilman Kramer.
Yes.
Council President Sfacuzzo.
Yes.
We have another ordinance on second reading. This is a public hearing. Ordinance 2019-6 was posted in the municipal building on May 7th and advertised in full in the Home News Tribune on May 10th, 2019. The public hearing was set for May 20th, 2019.
Make a motion to pass.
No, wait, I gotta read it. An ordinance amending and supplementing the salary ordinance of the Borough of Spotswood entitled An Amendment to an Ordinance Fixing and Establishing the Salaries and Wages of Certain Employees of the Borough of Spotswood, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey. Now we have to open it.
Make a motion open to the public?
Second it.
Councilman Ritchie.
Yes.
Councilman Rivera.
Yes.
Councilman Willillo.
Yes.
Councilman Kramer.
Yes.
Council President Sfacuzzo.
Yes. Any comments or questions on this ordinance? Come up, state your name and address, please.
Smith. Mr. Smith.
Edward Smith, 395 Old Stage Road, Spotswood. My question is, what is the difference between the ordinance 219-6 and resolution 219-79?
The resolution has to be adopted.
Right. We do the ordinance, and then we have to adopt it in the resolution.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you.
Make the motion to close public meeting?
Second.
Councilman Ritchie,
Yes.
Councilman Rivera,
Yes.
Councilman Malillo,
Yes.
Councilman Kramer,
Yes.
Council President Spacuzzo.
Yes. Make a motion to adopt this ordinance on second and final reading and publish it according to law.
Second?
Second.
Councilman Ritchie,
Yes.
Councilman Rivera,
Yes.
Councilman Malillo,
Yes.
Councilman Kramer,
Yes.
Council President Spacuzzo.
Yes.
We have not ordinances, I'm sorry, resolutions on the consent agenda. Resolutions 2019-79 through 2019-83. I need a motion to accept the resolutions.
Make a motion, we move 2019-79 through 83.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Now we have applications for members of the fire department. We have, you want to go with full members? Full membership for Ryan Zatkowski, I hope I said that right, and Chris Mazzarella, and Kyle Koch, and a cadet member, Rupa Zimkus. They all would
guys here
like to...
tonight?
Go ahead.
Who's here? Stand up. Thank you, guys, for joining.
Yes, thank you very much. Welcome and be safe.
Okay, we have to accept their application.
I make a motion to accept their application.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Discussion from council. John, you have anything?
Yeah, Memorial Day, it's May 27th, and let's see, there's a lot to say, about Memorial Day. Prayers to the loved ones, and smile that day. I know it's this way and that way that day, and enjoy the day. May 27th, Memorial Day. That's it.
Thank you. Mayor?
Yeah, I attended the library meeting the other night. Was very impressed with the way the ladies were conducting the meeting, and I found out a lot, that they do a lot of stuff for the township, which kind of surprised me. I asked how much, how many programs because they were paying for programs, and I said, well, how many programs do you guys do? And last year they did 171 programs for children and 90-some programs for adults. Thought that was pretty amazing for such a small town and a small library, and I just wanted to commend them. Thought it was great.
There you go.
Very nice.
Very good.
That's it.
Jose?
On Saturday, we attended the walk for Nicholas Tourette's syndrome, and the mayor was there, Larry was there. It was a nice walk. I want to thank businesses that helped out, especially Our Place,
Yep.
who gave out water to the guys, to the people that were walking, and he kept running back and forth, bringing out water to everybody. So again, he went out of his way, and he gave us all the water that we wanted. Again, it was a nice little walk. I had to drive the fire truck, but but it was nice.
Ted? So you guys talked about the walk. There's a Board of Ed meeting tomorrow night at the Media Center, 7 o'clock. And Rec had their fishing derby on Saturday. I heard it went very well and everyone had a good time. And Rec would also like me to announce that they're having their S. Woodstock, 2019, on Saturday, June 1st. That's all I have. Mr. Mayor? Woodstock, I apologize.
Wow.
Have a flashback to your younger days?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor, it's all yours.
Okay, before I make any announcements, I have to apologize for my behavior at the last meeting. I've been under a great deal of stress lately, both personally and privately. And I blew off on Mr. and Mrs. Ronco, which I shouldn't have, as well as a little bit of an outburst, and I know that better than that. Public official, I have to take the beating whether I like him or not. And I was wrong to do that, and I apologize to them and the public for that outburst. Start with that. As I said, I also attended Nicholas's Tourette's walk, and unfortunately, I did not have a fire truck. I had to walk. As you can see, it worked because it's really, really loose. Friends of the Library are hosting a trip to Playhouse 22, June 30th, 8 p.m. to see Man of La Mancha. If you'd like tickets, you can call Terry Pepka at 732-251-0954. Ticket price is $24 and supports the Friends of the Library, sponsored public library. I'll leave this out here, so if you're interested, you can take a look at it. Memorial Day Parade, it's coming, fast coming. Most of you know I run it, along with the help of a lot of other people. And it looks to be a good year. The only difference this year will be if it is pouring, we will not have a parade, if it's pouring. I believe my Grand Marshal's in the audience today, Travis. Vietnam veteran, United States Marine Corps. God bless him, sir. And going back to the lake just a little bit, because you brought up a lot of that. Young man back there, I want to thank you for doing that. Just a few pointers. I didn't want to speak out of turn while everybody else was talking. I attended a DEP meeting. I was one of the original people to sit in the meeting. And just as you said, my question was to them, well, how about if I give you a plan for $2.5 million? So at least I can start the project. He said, well, how do you plan on getting the rest of the money? I said, I plan on coming back here. Why would you plan on coming back here? I said, because it's water. And why should water be the burden of one taxpayer? I mean, you just 5 minutes ago looked me in the face and told me, you don't only want a plan, you want me to tell you how I'm going to stop the sediment from coming downstream. Anybody here got an answer to that one? So, you know, we haven't given up. I know I work as a mechanic for waste management, and over my free hours, I'm on a computer constantly, looking for water grants, funds, ways we can raise money. I know Jose's active in it. I know Charlie's working with the senator, right? We're all trying. It's like pulling teeth. I mean, nobody was more disappointed than me when I walked in that office and found that I wasn't leaving with $2.5 million. It was just like, well, then why give it to me? Because, and then sit here and they introduce everybody in this room except the three bankers. So finally I said, who are they? Well, they're the bankers that are going to loan you the money. They want me the money. We can't do that. I can't put that on you. Every one of us wants to see the lake revitalized. We sure do. People in the audience live right on the lake. And like you said, I saw videos not too long ago, which will never happen again unless they make electric boats a lot faster. Water skiing. There's videos out there on the web of people water skiing on this lake. Swimming may never happen because of liability. No, I'm not thinking every kid's going to listen to that, but it would be nice to be back to the point where you can feel like you walk in the lake and not get tangled up in grass. But yeah, we are working on it diligently, and you're right, it has been a long time, but we've got a lot further this past 2 years than we've gotten in 10. We just got to keep pushing them. We do need your help. We need the public's help. We need people to start writing these senators and start getting on them and saying, listen, where's the money for funding? Because I read all the time in different states, where like Wisconsin, Michigan, they're getting state grants for $10, $15, $20 million. It's water. It's an asset. It's gold. Without it, we die. So if we don't take care of it, we lose. So I know you're worried. I know you're wondering what's going on. Believe me, if you want to help, I'm always looking for more help.
more people to get involved. I just had a woman the other day that left me a message that she lived her entire life, she's got some ideas. Gotta listen, because somebody's gonna have the right idea. Somebody's gonna have a way to get it, all right? So that's a bit on the late. But bring up another subject, which might make you laugh, didn't make me laugh. Sorry, Senator. But I got a letter from Senate President Sweeney. As I understand this right, he wants me to pass a resolution to help bail out the pension fund for state workers. The current pension fund, according to this, for the state workers is at $3.2 billion. They want me to say, or put a proposed support out for an additional $3.5 billion, which is double the money. And it goes on to say even more in this letter that he blames all the governors past for this. Like you and me, I'm wondering, why is that my fault? And where am I supposed to come up with that money? So unless somebody calls up and tells me different, I'm not going to support this. Because they need to dig out their own hole. Just like we do. They're not sending me money for water. So that's all I've got this evening.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Make a motion to open to the public?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Just come up for any new business. State your name and address for the record, please.
Hi, my name is Lara Krefsky. I live at 29 Rainbow Lane. I understand that every so often you guys drive around and look at roads that need to be repaired. I urge you to come and look at Rainbow Lane. I brought some pictures too. This road has not been repaved in God knows how long, and I mean, it's in really bad shape. So,
We'll take a look at it.
if you want, do you want me to bring?
Yeah, you can leave them with us, Sheila. Thank you.
Thank you.
But it's like you mentioned, the council generally goes around, we get our grant and picks out the streets that are the worst.
Right.
So now that you brought it to their attention, obviously they will look at that street as well. So, it is done every year. Unfortunately, this year is probably already done. If there's any extra money during the year, we could look at it. I can't say for sure.
Right.
But we could look at it, because usually it's a little cheaper if we resurface a road.
Right,
Because if we resurface a road, we don't put down new curbs.
right.
But if we're going to redo a whole area, we have to put down curbing. And lately, I saw a job that CME did down in Cliffwood Beach, which I'm really going to push for that curbing in the new project we're doing. It's curbing like a viaduct. This allows people to still drive up on their lawns without damaging the curb, because unfortunately, most of the streets in this town are way too narrow. If you start putting curbs on them, we won't be getting no emergency vehicles down those streets.
Right. Right. No, that's a good point. I mean, because that's another thing I was curious about. You know, driving through the town, you see a lot of curbs that are just, you know, all crumbled. I was wondering if there was any plan, you know.
Well, I'm going to hate to say this,
Yeah.
because I hate it when they say it to me. That's why there's no curb in front of my house, thank you. You tell me, according to our ordinance, that once we put a curb in, it becomes a responsibility of the landowner.
Gotcha.
Even though you don't own it,
Yeah.
it's your responsibility. So I don't quite get that one. Something we're going to have to look into in the very near future.
Now, is that something that is just the case in our town? Because how is it, like, I drove through Monroe the other day, and going down Monmouth
Monmouth
Road.
Road.
Yes, they are redoing sidewalks, curbs, you know, throughout that street.
Well, I would have to ask somebody in Monroe,
Okay.
are they contributing to it? I know they're not on the corners, because the corners are being made handicap accessible.
Right.
They have to be wheelchair accessible.
Right.
And, but I noticed the same thing you did. The ironic thing was like 90 feet of old sidewalk and then 2 shiny pieces of cement.
Right.
One guy's driveway is half new cement, half old cement. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering, you know, I'm thinking if the owner was paying for it, they'd do the whole thing, but I want to find out too.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My name is Lefty Grimes. I used to live in Helmetta for many years. I live in Bayonne now. And this song is written by all the New Jersey councils who banned cannabis all over the state. It's actually, all these towns are in alphabetical order, so basically you guys wrote this song. You sure can write a government, but you sure can write a good song. You can't get no weed here. 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 Keep your cancer home, dear. You can't get no weed. Barnegat, Berkeley, Bridgeton, Bridgewater, Brigantine, Costad, Chatham, Clifton, Cranberry, East Rutherford, Elmwood Park, Emerson, Fairhaven, Freehold, Garfield, Hasbrook Heights, Hawthorne, Lavalette, Lodi, Jamesburg, Hazlitt, Mawa. You can't get no weed here. 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 Keep your cancer home, dear. You can't get no weed. Manville, Middletown, Point Pleasant Beach, Haleton, Caldwell, Oakland, Oceanport, Ridgewood, Ringwood, Seaside Heights, Seagirt, Shrewsbury, Seaquoka, Surf City, Spotswood, Upper Freehold, Upper Saddle, Riverwall, and way! You can't get no weed here. 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 Keep your cancer home, dear. You can't get no weed. Weehawken, West Caldwell, West Long Branch, Westwood, Wyckoff, Woodcliff Lake, Palisades Park, Palisades Park. There's no wheelchair access in Palisades Park. No, no, you can't get no weed here. 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 Keep your wheelchairs home, dear. You can't get no weed. Chester, Franklin Lakes, Harding, Midland Park, Mansfield, Old Bridge, Old Tappan, Ramsey, Denville, Avalon, Parsippany, Pleasantville, Saddlebrook, and Union City. You can't get no weed here. 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 Keep your cancer home, dear. You can't get no weed. They shall grow not old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not worry them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning we will remember them. Thank you.
You can't get no weed here. 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 Keep your cancer home, dear. You can't get no weed.
Down here. Come here, wasting your time. That's for them? Okay, there. We knocked that down. They'll never get weed here. They don't deserve to come back. They can't get nothing here.
You gonna start singing too?
Hell no, not here. And not before alcohol.
When they came in, I knew it was them right away.
It did have a nice beat, though. Dulce Branca Rivera, and I am not going to sing. So 2 things. The website coordinator, if I figured it out, it's about $400 a month that you're going to pay the person. How does that compare to the other person that we had? Anybody know?
I'd have to get that answer for you because I don't know. I really
Okay.
don't know.
And what exactly are the duties of the website coordinator?
Besides maintaining the site, I'd have to find that out as well.
Can you send me the job description or whatever? Thank you.
Absolutely.
Next, talking about sidewalks, which I do not want on Herbert Avenue. Please put that in the record. I do not want on Herbert Avenue. On Summer Hill Road, now that that new development is going to go up at Old Stage, when it first happened, I did go to the county meeting, and I talked about how on Summer Hill, there is no sidewalk on the high school side. There is a sidewalk down Summer Hill Road on the opposite side, but there is nothing on the high school side. Now, we all know there's going to be a lot more cars and stuff, and we get that. But there are, there's a large development behind ShopRite, and there's a large development up this Old Stage Road, including my development of the kids who go down Summer Hill to get to the high school. And I would like the town to start petitioning to the county to finish off that sidewalk. The road is plenty wide, that they do not have to take anybody's property to do it, but it stops at the East Brunswick border, and then it's just the Spotswood side that doesn't have sidewalk. But there should be a sidewalk on that side, so the kids who are coming down Old Stage and making a right don't have to cross over. And, you know, they could, the people who live behind ShopRite could then cross where there's a light there at ShopRite, that light, and then come down the sidewalk. Because right now, what they're doing is they're going down the sidewalk on the other side, and then they're shooting across the street in front of the high school. Nobody is going to walk down to where the crossing guards are. We all know that. They're going to shoot across right there. There's no light in front of the high school. There's no crossing guard in front of the high school. I had asked the police department years ago if they could put a cop there in the morning. They don't want to because of the liability, which I get. So a sidewalk on our side would be nice, since we're the ones who don't have it. Okay?
Sure.
Thank you.
We can definitely get in touch with the county and ask them. Sorry?
Stan Papica, 21 Rainbow Lane. Just to back up what she was saying, we're here 47 years and no one's touched our streets. Maybe a couple little patches here and there, but they are in terrible shape. So I just want to back that up, and Nancy's here too, everybody on our street. But the other thing, jokingly, that was a classy, cute song, but they got the wrong direction and not looking in the right places. We got plenty of weeds and spots where they could come and pick them off my lawn. Thank you.
Cheryl Bass, 289 Main Street. I already sent an email to the president telling him about DeVoe Lake. So I let him know, because he's in the construction business. That's the business he's in. And he knows more about it than I do, and he could help out from the federal level was my suggestion.
Well, good luck with that, because I sent him a request a year ago for a picture. I'm still waiting.
Okay, okay. On the bond ordinance for the water sewer utility, it talks about the money involved. Are we going to be using a water company that has already helped us here in Spotswood, or are we looking for a new water company to do all of the authorization for the fixing up with the equipment and all of that? Is it something that we've already dealt with these people, or is this a new company?
Mr. Mayor? You know who?
This is actually internal. This is to do repair work on our current system.
Okay.
We're not looking to outsource any more water
Okay.
things at all. We actually do most of our repairs in-house to try and save money, and
Yeah.
most people would think not, because their water bills keep going up and
Yeah.
water ain't cheap,
Right.
especially when you do it yourself. I mean, you can do it outsourced. Everybody's said that before about, well, you can buy water from U.S. Water for less money. You sure can, but here's what U.S. Water don't do. They don't fix your infrastructure. So if you're going to worry about your own infrastructure, you may as well keep your own water, because like I said, there's no value. It's valueless. I mean, it's like they say priceless, when they talk about objects you never get rid of. That's one, because when everybody else says to us, we can't give you water right now, okay, we got our own.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why we do it. And I know it's a little expensive, but it's a process. That one treatment plant hasn't been fixed since the hurricane, and we're talking about putting that back online with a smaller unit, but to boost up our capacity. Once we do that, we'll probably parting ways with these projects.
I would hope so. I would hope so. I have seen so many different articles pop up that established water companies, something broke down that they neglected. It wasn't maintained. The regulations changed. Out in California, when they had these fires, and this was something that I read, but you don't even see it, hear about it on the drive-by media. Pacific Gas and Electric out in California, where they had fires that killed 86 people, and the governor at that point of time said, oh, this is the new normal. They found out it was the utility company, the gas and electric company. They have regulators, but they said, oh, this has to be fixed up. And it wasn't. They didn't fix up what was supposed to be fixed up. So you have so many times that you read that these utilities, these water utilities, they knew it wasn't good, it was in need of repair, but they neglected to do anything. And as another example, Puerto Rico, when they had that hurricane and they said, oh, this is the worst hurricane, they had neglected they called it PREPA, Puerto Rico Electric Power Authority.
Like the mayor had said, though, Cheryl, we do it in-house, so we can keep on top of things, so that's an advantage that we have.
Yeah.
So we don't let things go by and not fix.
Yeah, but
Because then you hear about these utilities, and they're not following along, and it's waste terrible.
Don't rely on utilities.
Yeah.
Try to do the work we can.
Yeah. I thank you very much. Thank you.
Sir,
Just got a quick question.
if you just state your name again, I'm sorry, and
Dominic
address.
Torito, 87 Adirondack. On Herbert Street, she doesn't want curbs. In 1991, they redid Adirondack Avenue. They took 5 feet away from me to make the street wider, and they gave us an option of curbs and sidewalks. We didn't want sidewalks. We just wanted curbs, because nobody wants sidewalks, because then you're responsible. More shoveling, more all of that. Except the school, obviously, Summerhill Road, you need it for the kids. I paid for those curbs. I don't know why. I didn't question it. It cost me $1,200, everyone that lived on that block. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they did Richmond Avenue on the side. They put curbs. I didn't pay for it then. So if you don't have to put sidewalks, just put curbs. Look how much you'll save the town. Right? On side streets like that where you don't need sidewalks, nobody's walking there, just put curbs, save the town money.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public?
Make a motion to close the public portion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
Everybody have a good holiday. Hope to see you Memorial Day parade. Might be the last one.
Oh, for a week.